Mr. Lau, and you are watching Hawk's Eye View.
Welcome back to the worldwide leader of all things Hanahan. I'm Molly Ducker. It's Friday, April 19th, and you're watching the Hawk's Eye View Media Tech 2 Takeover. Since I'll be your anchor next year, Media Tech 2 was nice enough to let me anchor their takeover. So let's start the show off right and talk prom. Here's HEV's own Luz Campos on why this year's party will be different from years past.
This year's prom will be different than last year.
I know what a prom looks like because I've been to so many before, especially here at Hanahan, and this one's just not going to be like the ones I've seen or you've seen or heard about. This one's going to be bigger, better, more exciting. Everyone's going to love it.
The Hanahan prom will be held next Saturday, April 27th on the campus of Trident Tech.
You're going to dinner, we're right here. It just makes it a lot more accessible for a lot of our students who live in the community, and actually a lot of our teachers, so we get to force them to go too.
You'll want to make sure to get your tickets so you don't miss out on the fun. Tickets will be available until April 26th. Prices vary depending on your grade, but tickets will not be sold at the door.
I cannot wait to see you all there. I know Ms. Dymart has a very beautiful dress that she is excited to wear. And we both love to dance on the dance floor at prom, so I am super excited.
This year's prom sure does sound like it will be a lot of fun. But remember, seniors, if you haven't paid your senior fees, you can't attend prom. So remember to pay your fees. I'm Luz Campos for Hawk's Eye View.
Thank you, Luz. Later today, the big student-faculty basketball game will tip off. And if you're watching this before Friday morning, it's not too late to buy a ticket. The $3 tickets will be sold before class on Friday morning. Once you have your ticket, the big game will be during the activity period inside second block, and it looks like it'll be a great matchup.
Faculty by 20. Well, with leadership and athletic ability like Coach Gallus, nobody can beat us.
That game looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, last Friday, some students got the chance to celebrate their success in the third quarter at the Renaissance Rally on the football field. They enjoyed a dunk tank, food, and fun as a reward for their hard work. It looks like the Renaissance Rally was a great time. Speaking of a great time, the Running Home Spirit Week is just 1 week away. So let's send it over to Samantha Warner with some more information.
Thanks, Molly. This Spirit Week is going to be a lot of fun. Monday is Monochromatic Monday, so make sure to wear the same color from head to toe. Tuesday is College Team Day. Make sure to dress up as your favorite college team. Wednesday is going to be a super chill day, so make sure to wear your comfiest pajamas and get ready for some delicious donuts. Thursday is Career Day, so dress up as what you want to be in the future. Friday is Class Color Day, so make sure to come to school repping your class color. Here's one last look at the themes for next week. Monday is Monochromatic Monday, Tuesday is College Team Tuesday, Wednesday is the Laden Pajama Day, Thursday is Career Day, and Friday is Class Colors Day. I'm Samantha Warner with Hawk's Eye View. Now let's send it back to Molly in the studio.
Thanks, Sam. This school year is almost over. In fact, we're about to hit the midway point of the fourth quarter. That means progress reports come out this coming Tuesday, April 23rd. Make sure to turn in any late work that you may have so your grades don't suffer. Remember, class won't start on Wednesday until 11 a.m., so you get to sleep in. You'll also get the chance to buy donuts before class starts. Sounds like a win-win to me. And here is one more cool thing going on next week. That same day, Wednesday, April 24th, we have the big tailgate party before the boys and girls soccer matches in the baseball season finale. The Student Council tailgate party goes from 4:30 to 6 p.m. in the area between the softball and baseball fields. There will be fun tailgate games like cornhole and spike ball. You can buy a ticket for the car smash. Oh, and Kona Ice will be on hand as well. That tailgate party sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully we get great weather. Speaking of weather, let's send it over to Maui Mason to give us a rundown on how things are looking this weekend.
Thanks, Molly. I might not be the right Mason, but I'm still a Mason, and I still got the weather for you Hawks. Unfortunately, it's going to be cloudy all weekend, and the temperatures are slowly going to drop as we get further into the weekend with the lows in the lower 60s. Now on the bright side, it looks like it's going to be good sleeping weather this weekend. Now let's send it back to Molly in the studio.
Thanks, Mason. Now this next story is for you Hawks who love to read. Earlier this week was the last day to check out library books. But remember, if you've checked out a library book this school year, it has to be returned by Thursday, May 9th. All year long, we've been introducing y'all to teachers who make a difference. And this week is no different. So let's send it over to Habiba Muhammad with one of the Math Hall's favorite teachers.
Thanks, Molly. And let's continue with introduce.
Thanks, Molly. And now let's introduce a teacher that we all know, but do we really know? The one and only Dr. Karen Roberts.
Well, thanks for introducing yourself, Dr. Roberts. And I guess
I have a husband. We have been married, it'll be 20 years in November. We have two amazing children, Mackenzie, who is a sophomore here, and Finn, who's in the 8th grade. He'll be coming up. We have two dogs. A Chihuahua that is evil, and then a beautiful American Staffordshire, and we have 2 cats, and then we have the emotional support rabbit in my room. We have Mendel. He is my emotional support animal.
Dr. Roberts graduated from Stratford in 1995. She got her undergrad degree in secondary education and mathematics from Clemson and master's in math from College of Charleston, and then her doctorate in curriculum, instruction, and assessment from Walden University.
So I didn't originally want to teach math. Originally I wanted to be a physical therapist, but I realized that I don't necessarily have the best sympathy for people who are in pain. So I did much better with explaining math, and I did really well with tutoring, and I just enjoyed the feeling I got when the person I was helping started to understand what was going on.
Dr. Roberts is currently in her 26th year of teaching math. She started at Timberland High School in August of 1998 and has been teaching at Hanahan for 18 years.
X squared equals 0. So I'm just going to do what? The square root, right? Fun facts about me. I was born in Wiesbaden, Germany, and we moved here to Florida when I was 3.5. I like to read. I like to do murder mystery boxes. I like to do puzzles, games, Legos. Ooh, I do like Legos. They're fun.
Can I start reporting, or am I gonna get cut off again? Okay, so.
Thanks to me, I'm Karen Roberts for Hawk's Eye View. Now back to Molly in the studio.
Earlier this month, one of our most artistic Hawks was honored for their work. Olive Soricelli placed second out of all the high schools in the BCSD Clerk of Court Art Show. Her artwork here on the screen was the first time she had ever worked with charcoal. If you see her in the hallway, make sure to congratulate her.
I was super surprised when my art teacher told me that I was going to even be in this contest and this art show, and when I won, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Art might not be your thing, but have you thought about taking the ASVAB? The ASVAB helps find your strengths when considering a career in the military. The next ASVAB test is on Tuesday, April 23rd at 9 a.m. in the library. If you're a junior or senior and interested, you can sign up in guidance.
There are 2 parts to the test. One part is basic skills. The second part determines your job in the military. You have to take it if you are thinking of joining the military. But it has a good career piece, so if you don't know what you want to do after you graduate, then you can take that and it will give you some ideas of jobs that you could do after you graduate. There is no obligation to join the military if you take the test.
The ASVAB does nothing but give you more options. Speaking of options, which Hawk sports team will lead off this week's Sportscast? Media Tech 2 wanted Veda Berry to anchor sports this week because they love her. And I love her too, so let's send it over to her.
Thanks, Molly. We've got a lot of senior nights coming up, and our first one of the spring season is golf. So let's take a look at some golf highlights from Monday. Our boys took on Goose Creek and Stratford earlier this week at their home course. Our boys took the dub with a team score of 175. Connor Requiden took home the lowest score with a 41. Now moving on to girls soccer, who took on Philip Simmons on Monday and the Berkeley Stags on Wednesday. Sadly, our girls went down fighting with a score of 10-0 against the Iron Horses and took a loss to Berkeley as well with a final score of 5-0. Turning to boys soccer, they played Philip Simmons in our home pitch on Tuesday. The boys, sending it into overtime, fell short, losing in PKs 4-3. Moving from the pitch to the field, our softball girls battled it out against the Patriots on Monday. Our girls crushed Fort Dorchester with a final score of 5-0. Our track athletes were across town last weekend for the Iron Horse Invitational. Our Hawks pushed hard on Saturday, with Javion Brown coming in first place in high jump, then Kalani Roberts getting 5th in discus. Jake Simler placed 6th in pole vault, Jude Ayers got 5th in the 16-meter, and lastly, the girls 4x800 meter placed 3rd. Moving on to baseball, our boys took on James Island, a top-ranked team in the state, for a rematch. Unfortunately, our boys couldn't stop the Trojans with a final score of 15-3. Now that we're all up to date, let's take a look at what home games and senior nights we have coming up. First up, our softball girls will be at the Nest tonight for a matchup against the Swamp Foxes from Ashley Ridge. They'll be at it again on Thursday for their senior night against Beaufort. Our baseball team will also be having their senior night this week on Wednesday as they take on the Beaufort Eagles. Moving to the pitch from the pitching mound, our boys soccer team will be having their senior night as well against the Palmetto Scholars Academy on Monday, and then they'll be having another game later in the week on Wednesday against Colleton County. On the girls' side of things, they will be active on Wednesday, taking on Colleton County as well, and that game will be their senior night. Moving on to track, our track athletes will be having another meet this Saturday, this time at Cane Bay. If you're interested in joining the cheer team next year, tryouts are coming up. Tryouts will be held here at the high school May 7th through 10th. If you're thinking about trying out, then head over to Coach Samonte's office for a cheer packet that will have all the information you need. Make sure that you have all forms in Planet High School filled out before tryouts. And finally, don't forget to stay up to date with all our Hawk sports, plus you can get all your tickets and stats at hawkathletics.net. That's all the sports we have for you this week. Now, back to you, Molly, in the studio.
Thanks, Veda. I know this is a Media Tech 2 takeover, but we all just can't get enough of Wild Joe. Here's the latest installment of my favorite segment.
G'day, Hanahan. I'm Wild Joe, and today we'll be talking about the Bearcat? Which is it? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, Hanahan, before we start today's episode, I'd like to give thanks to Eudora Farms for letting us film with their creatures today. And today's subject looks like it comes straight out of a Dr. Seuss story, the Binturong, or bearcat. Native to the jungles of Southeast Asia, they're classified as carnivores but eat most anything that suits their fancy. Mainly fruits, but also vegetables, birds, small mammals, and an interesting fact about binturongs is that they have a very distinctive smell, that of buttered popcorn. As pleasing as the smell can be to a human, this smell serves a purpose. It's to let other binturongs know that they're in somebody else's territory and to ward off any would-be predators. Oddly enough, binturongs are quite popular at the movies. Binturongs spend most of their time in the trees. Long claws and padded paws help them grasp branches that allow them to climb up and down. Binturongs can turn their ankles 180 degrees, so their claws can still grip when climbing down a tree head first. An interesting fact about binturongs is that binturongs is one of the only few mammals in the world that can experience delayed implantation, which allows the female to time the birth of her young with good environmental conditions. This means that mating can take place any time of the year, because the female can control when her babies are born. So they can take maternity leave whenever they want. Now the moment you've been waiting for. Is it a bear or is it a cat? Actually, neither. In fact, they aren't even related to each other. Instead, they're related to civets and fossils. Who knew? Okay, Hanahan, that's all I got for today. Thanks again for Eudora Farms for letting us film with their creatures. And remember, stay curious, fly high, and soar like a hawk.
Thanks, Wild Joe. Well, that's all we have for our first Media Tech 2 takeover of the year. But don't worry, we'll be back next week with another takeover. In fact, this is only the first of 4 this semester. So from all of us here at Hawk's Eye View, I'm Molly Ducker, and we hope you have an amazing weekend, Hanahan.
Hey, no! No, get down. No. Get.
Oh, it's in here. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in there.
Oh. Okay, it's safe. It's safe. Oh. Oh my God. Wait.
It's still recording.